guys, I have a lot of reviews to get to for you. Number 2, these are the results. Here we go. I got a lot to say. Okay, first off, this mascara. Jordana, what is it? Best Lash Extreme Volumizing Mascara. This was like $1.99, and I gotta tell you, it is the best inexpensive mascara I have ever used. Let me show you the brush. I'm not going to swatch all the products for this because I did that in the other video, the haul video, which I will link below. That is the brush. Let me tell you what helped me. I'm going to tell you how I found each of these products worked best, you know, with the review. So, okay, I have it in black. This worked best if I took one pull out, no double dipping basically with this mascara. One pull out, this is all I'm gonna use on this eye. I just keep going on one eye. That prevented clumping. If I went and dipped back in like my crazy self usually does with too many layers, it clumps on you. If I use everything and keep on going with this one dip, it sounds so weird to say, but you know what I mean, right? If I use everything I can on this one dip and then dip again and go to the other eye and use all of that, I'm good. This made my lashes nice and volumized, beautiful. Anyway, I really liked it. For $1.99, Jordana has a fantastic mascara. A lot of you told me it was great. I think you either love it or you hate it, but for me, the best situation that occurred is if I just used what was on one brush, you know, one brush lift out on one eye, and then I was good. Once I started dipping in and going for that second one of, you know, a whole bunch of more mascara on, that's when I ran into trouble. So that's a good mascara. I like it. Give it a thumbs up. I'd buy it again. Okay, these babies were great. These are the Almay glosses. I have Apple a Day, which was my favorite out of the two. These were like $4.99 at Bed Bath & Beyond, so they're gonna be maybe a little more if you get them at the drugstore. They're Almay's Liquid Lip Balm, and I didn't like the pink one as much. The pink one is called Pink Pout. It'll be great over top of a lipstick. I could really build up the color on the red one, the Apple a Day. Great lip glosses. I wish they had more colors. I liked them so much after using them for several days that when I was at the drugstore, I was looking, and there's one other color that it was like a berry that is a little deeper that I might get, but I wish they had more colors. That's the only thing missing for me. These are great. I don't mind the smell, the taste. I mean, they smell fresh to me. They taste pretty decent too, so that wasn't a big concern for me, but you know, those are minor things, and you can comment below if, you know, either one of them bothers you. Some people were saying that, you know, the smell and taste bothered them on Instagram. You can weigh in below, definitely, but I really like these, and I would buy another one. Okay, the CoverGirl Queen Jumbo Gloss Bomb. I looked up the color of the one that I got that I swatched for you, and the color, it's easier to find it by the color. It's Q820, but it goes by the name Electric Flamingo. It is a really pretty color. I'll swatch it again quickly. This worked really good. I broke up in another one that I got that was kind of more of a neutral color. These are really decent. Nothing alarming smell or taste wise to me. Really nice color. It's buildable. As you can see, I did, you know, kind of 2 run-throughs on my hand. Gives you a decent color, even to pigmented lips like mine. This color was actually very beautiful. I used some gloss with it as well, and it kind of deepened and really, like, I kind of liked it with another gloss. Like, you know, you could use something like the Almay with it and really, like, beef it up. But on its own, it had nice color. I was kind of surprised because I thought my pigmented lips would not have a good time with this, but they did. All right. This I have on my eyes. I did it really quickly on my eyes for you, but it's Urban Decay's Zodiac, one of their moon, what are they called? Some kind of moon shadows or whatever. This is, again, Zodiac. It's a beautiful green sparkle. The way that I found to use this the best, moondust, moon shadow, something like that, these are called. Anyway, they're the super sparklies in the little container, right? The best way to apply this, I found, is with something that is very dense, a very dense packed brush. Some people had good luck with something synthetic as well. That worked okay for me too, but I preferred a little bit fluffier, dense brush. This is the Real Techniques shading brush, and pressing it in. I pressed this over. My favorite way to wear this was I pressed it over a shadow stick. I used from the chopping block number 1, the Bobbi Brown Forest Shadow. I pressed Zodiac over it. That was my favorite way to wear it. You know, used another color in my crease and everything like that, but I found that if you press it on, you're still, don't do your face makeup first. I did have fallout. Not a lot. If you press it in with a dense brush, that was, again, the best way to get it to go on with as little fallout as possible, but definitely, I wouldn't say do your face makeup first. Do all of your eye makeup with this bad boy. Do all of your eye makeup, get it perfect before you even attempt concealer or any of it. That's my advice on that. But I like this color. I would get another one. It's great for special occasions. Not something I'd wear every day, but I'm interested now in one of the other colors since this one okay. All right, this was really good. The Makeup Forever Up Light, which is a gel illuminizer, and you know how crazy I am about luminizers. I have it on right there. It's really good. You need a tiny bit of this, and if you watch the haul video, you see a lot comes out. You need a tiny bit. This is gonna last forever, so therefore I like it. Okay, let me see if I can get, I don't like to take too much time with these things, guys, because I know you get a little annoyed, but let me just show you how it looks spread out. How it looks spread out is gorgeous, and that's what I'm wearing on my cheeks, and you can see when I move my face in the light, it just is a really pretty glow, and I like it. I'm really glad I purchased that. I got a lot to say about the China Glaze texture polishes. One, I was very excited about them and happy with them. Now I have 3 different ways to wear them to show you, and I'm gonna let you pick out what you prefer. Okay, on this hand I have, basically what I found is this was the best conditions, the longest lasting kind of formula. This was 1 base coat, 1 layer of base coat, 1 layer of color, and that's it. It's kind of a muted finish. You can still see the texture a lot. Really nice and durable, okay? The other hand, what I have to show you is these 2 right here are 1 base coat, 1 coat of color, and a top coat. Now, as you can see, the texture keeps, you know, shows through the top coat, and after the top coat dries, you can still see that you're wearing a textured polish, but it has a little more gloss to it. This, I think, really actually looks good, because my complaint with the others was that with 2 coats of color, you really didn't get to see, it didn't keep the texture. You couldn't tell that it was a textured polish. This is 1 base coat and 2 coats of the texture polish. So you can just kind of decide what you think, but overall, this is a good polish. They did a good job. That was Bump and Grind is the red that I used, and I showed you on my hands. There's also Unrefined, which is the pink, and Totally Textured. I found this to be consistent using all 3 colors, so very decent. It's just based on what finish you prefer. China Glaze did a good job with it. Okay, this Armani Flash Lacquer Crystal Shine Gloss in number 523. I had to keep the box because I knew I wouldn't remember, and that Armani print is tiny. This is really good. I wore it in the last video if you'd like to see it on my lips. It's a really good, really glossy gloss. I thought this was one of the glossiest glosses I have because it has that mirror shine no matter what. You can't get rid of the mirror shine. Like the gloss I'm wearing right now is MAC's Rising Sun from that All About Orange collection. You know, I want to do something kind of, you know, a little understated on my lips since my eyes are going all zodiac. But this is one of those, like, you know how if you wear a MAC, even a MAC cream sheen, it kind of like sets and, you know, it doesn't look super shiny. This looks like a mirror hits it all day. It is a super shiny gloss. In that last video, a couple of you commented about that. So I really like these. I would definitely repurchase another one of those Crystal Shine Gloss. I'm kind of glad I liked it since it's named Crystal. All right, the Guerlain. This didn't have as much color as I would have liked. This is a really pretty gloss. It's Gloss d'Enfer, and a lot of people had fun telling me exactly what that means. It's pretty funny in that last video, the comments. It's number 470, what, Magenta Woe or whatever. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. I love this color, but it was very, you know, I had to spend some time with it to build it to look like the color in the tube. Not really happy with that. Don't know if I'd purchase another one. These are pretty expensive glosses from Guerlain. And if you look at, you know, Nordstrom, I forget the exact price, but I know it ain't cheap, and I really would have preferred something with a little more pigmentation to it. This will look fantastic over a fuchsia lipstick though, but you know, I kind of wish I could wear it alone and be pretty happy and have opaque coverage. So that's just me. A lot of people are really gonna love that. Okay, the MAC Makeup Forever Eye Prime. Not really thrilled with this, I gotta tell you. This is one of my pet peeves. It failed my pet peeve, which is leaving color behind after you put it on your lids. Once you moisturize this in, or smooth this into your eyelid, it does leave some color there. I don't like that. I happen to not be a big fan of this. This limits how much I can use this, because if I'm doing an everyday look, I need my eye to have no color to it, because I'm going to be going in with natural shadows after it. So I do not like the, you know, like a day like today, where I'm using, you know, darker colors. This is fine. That's when I can use this. But on a day, I used it with like one of my natural looks, just using my Urban Decay Naked palette. It kind of, you know, the colors of the shadows, I just didn't like it. It looked like I had a pasty start. And it takes a little bit of time to dry. It's very, very tacky, which means it is, again, good for something like this, where I'm placing something over top of it that has like a thicker texture and I need to like pat on. Using it with this, good stuff. But even if I was using it alone, or with my cream shadows, you know, my cream stick shadows, this is a great, because, you know, those creams, you need something nice to, something kind of that is got a little texture to it to stick to. But everyday use, I love my Tarte Clean Slate. I really do. Tarte Clean Slate, I've been using it for months. The CoverGirl Flamed Out Shadow Pencil, not bad. The color on here, I'm going to put it over the Makeup Forever. The color was pretty darn decent. I like the color. I looked it up for you. It is Melted Caramel Flame is the color of the stick. Pretty good. There aren't a lot of colors that appeal to me, so that's kind of disappointing, but it worked well over whatever eye primer I used with it, and it stayed. I did a very thin layer. I always use eye primer with things like this because it will crease on me, but yeah, I would just say as long as you use a thin layer and blend it out well, these will be fine. You just have to find colors you like. These were great, I gotta say. I got these are the CoverGirl individual shadows. Number 330, I looked it up, is Melted Caramel, and number 355 is Scorching Cocoa. These worked really well. You can use them wet. I didn't try that. I used them dry and was very pleased with the pigmentation. I would, you know, again, not a lot of color choices I was excited about, but I would buy, if they came out with more colors that I was interested in, I would definitely buy these. These were like $3 and something. You can't beat that. At Bed Bath & Beyond they were, at least. That's a great price for decent shadow. Okay, this. I have a lot to say about this, but I'll cut it down to a little bit because these are, you know, quick reviews. Giorgio Armani Maestro, great foundation. I was so impressed with this. The color that I got, number 12, is not a great fit for me now, but it will become July, August, so I'm definitely going to keep this. I like this so much. It's a $60 foundation. I was so impressed with this. Let me just tell you, it is one of the most interesting foundations ever, and I'll show you on my hand. I know I take a while with these guys, but remember, I'm talking about a lot of products, so I think I'm doing pretty good time-wise. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you put it. I'm not real crazy about the dropper, but this foundation is so magnificent, I was able to let it go. What happens is you mix this in, and you can see why this is not a great color for me now, but it will be. You mix this in, and it has this great finish. Great light finish. Looks just like skin. Really quite amazing. I was so impressed. The other thing is this foundation is very forgiving. So even though it was more along the lines, this color is more along the lines the outside of my face right now where the sun hits me now. The inside of my face is not, you know, there yet, but it worked and it made me look good, even though it was not the right color. So it's very forgiving foundation. I love the finish. The finish is just beautiful. It looks like your natural skin, as well as it is buildable, which is fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic, okay? It is buildable, meaning my issues on my chin, I was able to put a second layer of the Maestro over top of them. You couldn't see them. You couldn't see my blemishes. All I had to do was go over with a little bit more Maestro and they were gone. For a $60 foundation, you know, I expect stuff like this. I don't know about you, but I expect a lot out of a foundation that I think it was like $62. totally impressed. You have got to try this, okay? I like it so much, I'm keeping this color for summer, and I'm gonna go back in the fall when I lose some more, you know, the summer color and get more, because it looks that good, and that's saying a lot. Not really impressed by the CoverGirl Ink It. I think my biggest issue with this is the tip. I do not like the tip, and I said that in the haul. This is not my kind of tip. Either give me a pencil tip or an automatic tip. I do not like a tip like this. As far as the color, it was okay. I felt like it did fade and give me that off black color after a while. As far as in my waterline, it kind of stayed. It held out pretty good, but didn't get to 8 hours for sticking in my waterline. But it did a very, very good effort at the price range. I mean, I feel like a lot of the liners that I use that stay put in my waterline are pretty damn expensive, which isn't great, but it gave it a good effort, and I bet if you set it with black eyeshadow like on the outside, it would work. I didn't try that, but I bet that would work. Okay guys, so I reviewed a whole bunch of crud in a little bit of time. I hope that was helpful to you, and I'll talk to you soon with chopping block number 3. Bye-bye.